iPad. So I'm focusing not so much on these three forms of media that I just showed you just now, but on the media that facilitate the media torrent of images and sounds. And the media torrent has a kind of at least a threefold promise. The first is convenience, and it's impossible to argue that with the promise of convenience as a benefit of of techno media. Certainly, the internet has made many things far more convenient than they used to be. Things like watching movies or banking, downloading a bank statement, or transactions like that have all been made far more convenient and quicker by the media. I won't focus too much on that. Another promise of the media, techno media, is the promise of what I call constant gratification. And here again, I'm borrowing a little bit from Todd Gitlin when he talks about something that he calls disposable feeling. He has a great quote in which he says, "As cigarettes are devices for delivering nicotine, action movies are devices for delivering adrenaline. Whiffs of the ineffable," he says, unquote. Action movies, and one might say reality shows, deliver little tiny bits of emotion, many little tiny bits of emotion, and of excitement, of adrenaline. And he calls this disposable feeling, limited liability feelings, insofar as I get some feeling out of it, whiffs of the ineffable, but I don't have to invest into a relationship for that drama. So that's what he calls disposable feeling. I think it's also a promise of never getting bored again. That the promise of techno media is that we don't have to be bored. Every moment of our lives can have a text message, a quick check of Facebook, a 2-minute or a minute and a half YouTube video. There's always a little bit of entertainment, just at the tips of our fingers, and that provides constant gratification. Now, there's a cost to this that I'm going to talk about in a little bit, but this is the promise. The cost, I think the key cost that Gitlin and others have talked about, is that we have been reoriented to think of escaping boredom as our most important priority. He puts it like this: we have come to care tremendously about how we feel and about how readily we can change our feelings. Media are our means. We aim through media to indulge and serve our hungers by inviting images and sounds into our lives, making them come and go with ease in a never-ending quest for stimulus and sensation. Our prevailing business is the business not of information, but of satisfaction. We are tools, especially the techno media revolution, the portable revolution, have offered us the promise of never having to face boredom again, because we can be constantly gratified, constantly satisfied with little tiny doses of disposable feeling, little tiny tastes of emotion. That's the promise of constant gratification. The second promise, or the third promise, in addition to convenience and constant gratification, is what I call constant connection. And this is largely the promise of Facebook and texting, the promise of never being out of touch. And this is what many of my students argue is the key benefit of the latest and greatest technology and portable devices, mobile devices, is that you're never out of touch. And of Facebook. Facebook keeps me in touch. It keeps me always in touch. And that is a promise of constant connection. We can always be connected. Text messages say, "Here I am, right here." They don't say much more than that. They say, "Here's how my day went. Here's what I had for lunch. Here's where I am right now." They don't invite us into a deeper kind of communication, the kind in which real and sustaining long-term friendships or long-term relationships are sustained, are cultivated. They simply are a way of saying, "Hey, I'm here." Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it is the case that if text messages become our key mode of communication in a friendship, that friendship is not being cultivated for the long haul, and it's being carved out. It's being emptied of deeper connection. Nevertheless, the promise is you're never alone. If you've got a mobile device, you're never alone. Facebook delivers whiffs of connection, whiffs of friendship, not true friendship, not the kind of friendship that can be by which we talk about those deepest things of meaning to us and our deepest emotions. They can't really be expressed in a short text or a short wall post. Again, neither texting, I'm not here to say texting and Facebook are delivering bad messages, simply that they are making us accustomed to a mode of communication which really undermines long-term connection. I'll give I'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment.